This is a roundup video for November 2019. As usual, I'm just going to run through the documentation website, heading back over to the software to actually show you some of these features. So the first thing we did on the 13th of November was added the ability to print checklist captions, which I'm going to go over at the end of the video. We also added the ability to share, export and import your checklists with other Garage Hive users in the community. So I'll just show you this in action. There is another video explaining this in a bit more detail, but I'll just show you quickly. So under checklist templates, if you select a single one or you can select multiples, you have this export button. So if I export this, it's going to produce a .cltx file, which I can then share with other Garage Hive customers who can then import the file, and then they immediately have the inspections that you've created for their staff to use. And just to import one, it's just as simple. You select import, choose, select a .cltx file. You need to be careful because if they've used the same terminology as you, then their data could in theory overwrite your data. So just be careful. Read this warning. Again, I advise if you're going to do this, there's a longer video on this particular feature that I advise you to watch. We added the ability to copy and paste service packages. So I'll just show you how this works. If you have a service package with multiple versions and you want to create more versions, so if I look at the version lines, you can see the labels and items. Well, if I just press the copy button, it's created another version and pre-populated it with the existing lines for me to modify. So very useful if you want to create particular versions for locations or particular models, engine capacitors or fuel types, etc. We compressed the line spacing in the labor extended description, so it was a little bit too spaced out. Well, we've just compressed that down now. Again, just reducing the number of pages when printing invoices. We added a parking locations feature, so you can see that from within a job sheet, service advisors or technicians can update the parking location code. This will change the name stamp, date stamp and time stamp. I'll just very quickly show you how this works. So parking location code, you see the time here 11:47. Well, when I change the location, you see it's gone to 11:59. So it's really useful if the front of house want the confidence when telling a customer where the vehicle is parked when they're collecting it. If they use the time information, then it just gives them the confidence to give that information to the customer. We added the service advisor name to the invoice printout. This is optional. If you want to turn on, then just please speak to a member of the team. I'll just show you this very briefly. You can see here service advisor name. Again, it's not for everybody, so if you want the feature adding, then just please let us know. We added the ability to send an SMS from the customer card, so I'm going to go back to the customer list and select a customer, process, send SMS, and I can text straight from the customer list if I want to. So we added the ability to mark a job sheet as an online booking when using external online booking systems. So Garage Hive is going to be soon releasing a online booking report to analyze the type of work that's coming for online bookings. If you use an external system, then you now also have the facility to use these reports. So I'll just show you how you do this. If I open the job sheet up, right at the bottom of the job sheet, you've got an online booking section, and it's just as simple as just ticking this button here. This data will make its way through to the reports. Now people are really starting to get on board with the Garage Hive inspection system, vehicle inspection system. You'll all be aware of the impact a good inspection or a bad inspection can have when informing the customer. So what you can actually do now is rank the vehicle inspections internally, so the customers don't see this information. This is purely for Power BI. The report is currently in testing. It hasn't been released yet, but feel free to start ranking these inspections ready for when the report is released. So at the bottom of the inspection, under details, you see this internal quality score that you can just rank here from 1 to 10. We reduced the wasted space on vehicle inspections. Again, I'm going to show you this at the end of this video. Auto data repair times now load 4 times faster, roughly. So I'll just show you this very quickly. So lookup repair times. Previously, because we download the entire data set for the vehicle, so once it's downloaded, you can browse the information really quickly. There was that delay to start with. Well, now that's been greatly reduced, pleased to say. So the platform that Garage Hive is built upon, the timeout has been increased from 20 minutes to 2 hours. So it's an idle timeout because it's a live system and because there is no saving. The benefit of a live system, is that you never need to save. But there must be some sort of timeout. Well, that's now been increased from 20 minutes up to 2 hours. So technicians through the day should never have a time more than 2 hours between using their device. So they should now be able to get for an entire day without experiencing the session timeout. The labor extended status descriptions will now transfer from an estimate to a job sheet. So previously, if you wrote the descriptions in the estimate and converted it to a job sheet, the information wouldn't be there. Well, now it is. We added the ability to view the customer and vendor information on the general ledger entry table. So for those using the Dynamics accountancy, you'll be pleased to hear that from the general ledger entries, you can now see a bit more detail. So I'll use the part sales as an example here. And you can see from the general ledger entry table, you can now see the source type, which is customer or vendor, and the description, so the customer name or the vendor name, which is very useful when you're reconciling. The extended statuses are now visible on posted job sheets as well. So previously, it really depends how you're using extended status. But previously, once the job sheet was posted, you would lose the status. Well, now it's visible. I'll just very quickly show you this. Now, there are no examples in this demo system, but you see the column is now available. So you just need to enable the column, and then you can actually report on extended status as well. Finally, we added the bank statement import for those using NatWest Bankline as well. So if you're doing the payment reconciliation journals, you can now import from Bankline. And going back to the vehicle inspections that I wanted to show you. So we've condensed the header right down, so this is much more compressed, especially on the 2-column layout. The vehicle information is now up on the right hand side, and we've reduced the space between all of the lines, so you can fit a lot more information onto a single page essentially. If you want to start using the dual column layout, then again just please speak to a member of the team. There are other videos on this. And going back to being able to print the captions, well, if you want the captions are now visible either to the technician or to the customer or to both. It's up to you. You decide when you're building the inspection sheets how you want these captions to behave. So that's a roundup for November 2019. We have 2 large features, one large feature releasing in December and another feature releasing in January. Really looking forward to speaking about these, so yeah, look forward to the next roundup. If there's any questions on these features or any feedback, then please, as usual, let us know. Thank you.